All right, so the next audible I'm going to have is a play action flanker stretch, play action flanker stretch. And this is good because if they're trying to defend against a run, you do want to have a play action where you can just throw in there where you have some auto motion or some motion. Pretty much you can leave this play stock. You don't have to make any kind of adjustments whatsoever. If you do have press coverage, you've got this unique whip route. It's a reverse whip route where it does an inside whip route, and it can be fairly highly effective. But one of the things I do like to do, if it is press coverage, I want to be able to take advantage of the maybe a cover 2 sink or whatnot. I might want to go ahead and basically take put him on a fly route, but let's go ahead and just leave it as is. So let's go ahead and just leave it as is. And first read is going to be Walker. If Walker's got somebody underneath, they should be able to hit Stevenson on the out, and then that in route eventually should be able to get open too. So we're going to be looking once again over the middle. And that should have been a caught pass. And it is. And what happens with these presses, it throws off the timing of this route with the press. But obviously I've got this corner route on the other side, which really, if you're attacking your opponent with this or I can hit that dig route on the other side. So my first read is going to be this whip route, because the whip route is real devastating under the right circumstances. The press on that linebacker for this team must be really good. He's been bullying Walker all over the place. So right here, another a pass that should have been caught. Go ahead and go back to the same spot again. Able to go and pick up a touchdown. Or actually a first down on that. There you go. So all these yards, the yardage on this particular set is going to be a little bit longer just because of the way the play is set up. And you can see that if once he makes the break away from his defender, he's really going to pick up some really good yards over the middle. So let's take a look at a cover 2. All right, so cover 2, once again, same read you're going to make. You're going to look for the inside. If that's open, you're going to go ahead and hit the R1, which is the tight end number 2. If not, look over to the corner route, and then you can come back to the seam route and see if that's open too. So, as you can see, this play is going to be wide open, and it actually it's a little bit different because he's not contending with that press on this. So there was a defender that was in the area. Let's go ahead and see what happens on that cover 2. That corner is just wide open. And then you have this seam route right down the middle too in cover 2. So very, very deadly, especially when you have your opponent maybe using a safety and trying to come down and defend some of these inside routes. They're going to have a hard time defending against that. So, and plus they were probably trying to defend against the corners too. So let's take a look at a cover 2 sink. Okay, against a cover 2 sink, you should be able to get a completely free release on the inside with that tight end. You should be able to get a very good free release, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get that ball out to the corner, because there are going to be some guys over there. So that was a risky play. There was actually 2 defenders in the area. So you definitely, your first read has to be that reverse whip route, because that should be free to you. And then you're probably going to be looking at the seams is the next play. Primarily because it is a cover 2, the safeties are split, and you'll be able to hit that seam right down the middle. So let's take a look at some. All right, so off coverage with probably a QB spy or some kind of a blitz. that probably will take away that whip route. But if you don't really have any kind of a pressure at all, you can get rid of that whip route a little bit quicker. But there will be a defender right there to go ahead and shut that down. But that corner with the tight end will be wide open, just a drop pass right there. As far as the seam is concerned, probably going to have a guy right there on you, but that seam is going to be complemented by a dig route, which would be money on off coverage like that. So once again, off coverage, it just wouldn't be smart unless you're going to be dropping some guys back into coverage. But using the running game with this scheme, people really can't afford to do that because they have to defend against the run. All right, so on cover 3, basically we're still going to be reading right to actually left to right. So we're going to look at the whip right away, then we're going to go up to the corner, and then we're going to come back around and to the seam. If the seam's available, if that's not available, then we're going to go back to Washington on the dig route. All right, so on the whip route, it actually does get contended. A guy will come down and press it. So if you do see a press that just doesn't look clean, you got a guy out there, you can actually hit that corner route and pick up some really big yards. Let's go ahead and see if we can hit that guy and knock him over. There you go. But if you don't feel comfortable with that, you can actually go ahead and hit the seam, which, wow, that was just a bad user by me. Let's see if we can go ahead and hit that again. And pick up a good 25 yards on that completion. I do not think the dig route is going to be available. Yep, those defenders just fall right into that. So the dig route in cover 3 is going to be gone, but that's all right. You're going to be able to hit this corner route. They're probably going to be cheating down to take away the underneath. And as you can see right here, I've got the seam route too that I can actually hit too. All right, so on a cover 4 coverage, basically we're still going to look for that whip route underneath. And the whip route should be a free release. You'll be able to pick up some pretty good yards. Nice little blocking over the middle right there. Also in a cover 4, looks like you can actually, you're going to see a defender that's going to fall back into that. So you really want to go to that whip route right away. Sometimes the defenders don't come out, so you're able to go ahead and hit Stevens anyways, because he's actually going to be wide open. So look at the blocking right there that just comes over, he cleans people up. And you can actually hit the seam too on this, which is really surprising. There's nobody, unless they make some kind of adjustment on the outside, on the inside, which I find really hard to believe that that's going to happen. Primarily because most people are going to try to defend the outside with some of the other plays you're doing, such as the hitch corners route. So let's take a look at the next offense.